Hello, I'm Sharon, and this is my Padlet creation. I've titled it Family Matters Sociology Intake. This represents my 20 families that I found, including my 5 pie graphs, all based on race, sexuality, reproduction, common residence, and marriage. So, to first off define the photos that I found cartoon families, TV shows that I grew up on, Home Improvement, Sister Sister, Family House, and things that I did not grow up on but I know represents families, and movies as well, cartoon movies. Yeah, so let's get started. Murdoch and Gitton's definition of a family consists of one cisgendered male and one cisgendered female, and they must be married and they must be residing within one residence. And also, to wrap up a family, according to Murdoch and Gitton, they must have biological children. And about in my data here, I found that reproduction of the TV shows and movies and cartoons that I found for my data, 100% of those represented biological offspring and 0% represented non-biological offspring, meaning, by definition of Murdoch and Gitton, foster kids, families who represent the LGBTQIA plus community, they do not fall under the definition of Murdoch and Gitton's family definition because they don't consist of the opposite genders being in a marriage, and they don't consist of biological children. So when we have a gay couple with a foster child, under Murdoch and Gitton's influence, they are not a family, although to myself and to a lot of others in society, they may be a family, but not in the major films or social media, which is like the biggest influencer of what a family is. This is one of the very first things that we see growing up that defines what a family is. And moving on to like I said, sexuality, about 20% of the couples in my data, there was no couple shown, meaning that there was possibly a single parent, or I just couldn't recall that well. And this is 380% that showed heterosexual couples that fell under the ideological code of a family. And so that means they're straight, and the very little, so right here, this one falls under the no couple shown. So under the family definition, it reinforces that people who consider themselves a single parent does not fall under the definition of a family, unfortunately, although in many factors they are their family due to blood, but just because that they do not have the partner in the child's life, that means that they are not a family necessarily, which is necessarily not true, but again, this is under Murdoch and Gitton's definition. So straight sexuality, cisgendered, the race, what I found is 140% were non-white and 260% were white in my data, which is still, all of these are very uneven ratios that fall into favor of the ideological family of that major social image represents. And predominantly, if it falls under the category of white, straight, and biological children, which unfortunately reinforces the idea of what a family should look like. In America, reproduction is 100% biological, and about 40% were unmarried. And again, Hannah Montana's the father falls into that category due to him being single. And 360% fell under the married category, which shows a major uneven ratio. And once again, 100% living within the same residence. So a lot of what I grew up on and present day media, unfortunately, is still very outdated and excludes a lot of minority, people of color, and LGBTQ plus communities and all the above. It excludes many single mothers, single fathers. There's a major part of society in America that is not being represented in major media due to the reinforcement of Murdoch and Gitton's family definition. And thank you for watching my video, my lengthy and unorganized video. I appreciate it. Thank you. Bye-bye.